Good morning. Welcome to Thursday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And today we have a card deck that we probably haven't seen, it might even be a year. It's been a long time since this one rose to the surface. So, it was actually in the left-hand pile. I have 3 piles of card decks. Left-hand pile, 5th one down. So, it was a dig to get to it, but this was the card deck that called to us today. So we'll give it a minute here for people to pop on, and I see my little beam of light is here again, this time aiming for my throat. That's good too. That's speaking the truth, kindly and lovingly speaking the truth. And this word that we have for today, I think, is a word we need to reclaim because it's gotten bad press. Let's put it that way. And I think, it looks like someone popped out. Oh, Carolyn, good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad you're here. Welcome. We're going to give it a minute for others to pop on. And I was just saying that today's word is one of those words that has gotten a bad rap. We've looked at the dark side of this word as opposed to the light side, the positive side. And since on this Zoom come on brain, this Facebook post, we are all about, YEMIG is all about finding the light, being the light, enjoying the light, embracing the light, all the things, right? And there's Miss Piggy and Kermit. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Good morning, good morning. There's Beth. Good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. Welcome. So people are starting to roll in. So we're going to reclaim this word today. We're going to see how it fits for each of us. And, So let us start, as always, with some tapping and some breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Grounding through your feet into Mother Earth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Solid, centered, focused, clear. Good morning, Gwen. Welcome. Glad you're here. We're just doing our tapping and breath for the beginning to get us all centered and grounded. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you can tell from a bit earlier, not banging on all cylinders here. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. Yesterday was a long day at the hospital, but I did spend some time in the park, which was wonderful. Beautiful day yesterday. Still some geese around. I think they're probably confused since the temperature is up and down and up and down and all over the place. Today's still supposed to be warm, but then it's supposed to be cooling off. We'll see what happens. Which kind of fits with the color of our card today. A little bit of fire action going on there. So, let me just tune in for a minute, see where we're supposed to go. Feels like we're supposed to slow down first. So a little more breathing. Why not? In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And if it's warm here, my guess is, Nancy, it's very warm by you. So, we're having an interesting autumn. It was one block I went past yesterday where a tree must have just gone dump, and all of the leaves were down. So that was interesting to see the image of fall when it felt very much like summer, the heat of summer. So, our card deck for today is the Virtues Reflection cards. We haven't used this deck, like I said, I think probably over a year. But these are awesome cards, and I want to read a little bit from the introduction card to refresh our memory about what this deck is about. So, Virtues Reflection cards. The subtitle is a set of 100 contemplative cards to help you awaken your spirit and live by your deepest values. Live by your deepest values. Gwen, did I say hi to you? If not, hello. But a few cylinders are not happening here, but we're doing the best. Best we can do. So if you would, I would like to ask you all, thank you. Would you please put up some prayers today for my dad? He is having yet another echocardiogram so they can see how much fluid is still around his heart, and if there is still a fair amount or it has increased, they are going to drain it, which doesn't sound like a pleasant process. But one's heart needs to beat, and when there's too much fluid around it, it's not allowed to beat well. So that's kind of where we're at. So, virtues reflection cards. Virtues are the essence of who we are. They are described in the world's sacred traditions as the qualities of the divine and the attributes of the human spirit. They are the content of our character and the basis of genuine happiness. The Virtues Reflection cards offer an opportunity to reflect on and practice the virtues. This simple spiritual discipline can transform lives. The source of the research and content of the Virtues Reflection cards is the Virtues Project, a global initiative in more than 90 countries. The mission of the Virtues Project is to inspire the practice of virtues in everyday life by helping people of all cultures to discover the transformative power of these universal gifts of character. I love that. We all have universal gifts of character. The virtues are spiritual life skills that help us to live our best lives. And this particular deck is from 2006. It was published in 2006. So, but I love the images on these cards, and I love the content of these cards. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate it. Yes. So, we'll see how this all goes. So, it's been over a week in the hospital. This is Thursday. It was a week on Tuesday. So, oi. And Saturday, my sister Carrie heads back home. So, then we'll be down to 2 of us again. We'll see how that goes. So our card actually can be quite relevant for what I'm walking through right now. Zeal. Zeal. And again, I'm saying to us that this word has gotten a bad rap. We talk about zealots and we talk about overzealous and the negative connotations of this energy. But hopefully when I read the card to you, you'll get the sense that zeal isn't always a bad thing. In fact, zeal can be very much of the light. So let's take a breath. Let it go. Zeal is passion for a purpose we deeply value. We follow a vision of what is possible with enthusiasm and ardor. When we are zealous, we give our all. Zeal is fueled by our belief and faith. We do all that we can to serve a cause we believe to be real and true. And I'm going to change one word here. I'm going to say it the way it's written, but then I'm going to change the one word. We need tolerance as the ballast for our zeal when others' beliefs differ from our own. Thank you. I want to change the word tolerance. I want to change it to curiosity and acceptance. We need curiosity and acceptance as the ballast for our zeal when others' beliefs differ from our own. So we certainly can still be passionate about what we believe in, but yet honor that others believe differently and that they have the right to believe differently. And then it's not our job to try to talk them out of their beliefs. Let them. As Mel Robbins would say, let them. They're at where they're at, we're at where we're at. We can be who we are. Each individual person gets to decide for him or herself who they are. Who they are, what they believe in, what they're going to espouse, what they're going to feel zeal for. Zeal is being for something, not against anything. I love that line. If one of you would put that in the feed, I would greatly appreciate it. Zeal is being for something, not against anything. Zeal is the fire in our belly. It illumines even the smallest task with joy. So when we are zealous about something, it can infuse that something with joy. Or we're doing toward that something. The quote So the way these cards are set up is there's the description of what the thing is, there's a quote that's relevant, and then there's a practice that includes a bunch of I statements. So if you want to pick out one of these I statements when I read them as sort of your mantra for the day, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. If any of them really grab you, put them in the feed. That'd be great too. So the quote is by Charles Buxton. Experience shows that success is due less to ability than to zeal. The winner is he or she who gives themselves to the body of work and soul, to the work, body, and soul. So you're pouring yourself into whatever this is. Good morning, Janine. Glad to have you here. Welcome. Our word for today is zeal. So for me, one thing about which I'm zealous is affordable housing, is intentional community, is small homes that we can afford to buy. That's one thing I have zealous feelings about. What about for you? Put some of the things about which you feel zealous in the feed. That would be awesome. So the practice of zeal, how do we do this thing? What are the mindsets and the beliefs that put us in a state that supports being zealous? Again, these are all written as I statements, and you can pick out one that you wish to make a mantra for the day. Maybe there's a couple that'll grab you. We'll see. And if any of you want to put some of these in the feed, that would be lovely. I have a deep sense of purpose. I have a deep sense of purpose. I am passionate about what I value. I am passionate about what I value. Thank you, Gwen, for putting that in there. I love that. Zeal is being for something, not against anything. Yes, yes, yes. That is the crux of you focus on what you do want. Don't give any attention to what you don't want. If we spend too much time in the ain't it terrible, horrible, awful, we're just energizing whatever we're viewing as terrible, horrible, awful. If we focus on what we do want instead, again, Mother Teresa was brilliant when she said, if you have an anti-war rally, don't invite me. If you have a pro-peace rally, I'll be there. Okay? Another statement we can use to practice zeal, I give all I have. I give all I have. In other words, we're pouring ourselves into what's most important to us. I persevere in my enthusiasm. I persevere in my enthusiasm. Persevering is another one of those divine gifts. When we can fall down, get back up, dust ourselves off, go a little further, bang into a wall, rub the sore spot, go a little further, slip and fall, pick ourselves up again, keep going. That's perseverance. That's what's called for in our lives. And unfortunately, there's a generation now that really hasn't learned perseverance. We need to help people learn perseverance. It can be through encouragement. Keep going. Try again. What did you learn from the what you're viewing as a failure? It's not a failure if you take a gift out of it and keep moving. Take the learning, leave the event. Keep going. All right? I give all I have. I persevere in my enthusiasm. I am considerate of the perspective of others. That's a lovely word to use for that. I used curious and accepting, but considerate is another great word for how we want to position ourselves in the face of someone else believing differently. I am considerate of the perspective of others. Love that. Love that. If one of you would put that in the feed, let's get that one going around the world. That's a fabulous one. I work with joyous energy. I work with joyous energy. I got to work on that one. I'm used to the working, but it has an intensity to it. I'd like to bring more joy to it. That would be lovely. I am thankful for the gift of zeal. It ignites my idealism. And I tend to be a pretty idealistic person. And there are people in my world who poo-poo that. You know, they're kind of stuck in a cynicism. And I don't think cynicism gets us very far. I think idealism does. Does it set us up for disappointment? Absolutely. Do we bang our heads against walls? Absolutely. But that idealism can also be part of what gets us up and moving again. Okay, that route didn't work. That route really didn't work. But what did I learn? How can I tweak it? What direction can I go now? All right? So that is our card for today. Zeal. Zeal. So I'd love to hear your opportunities for being zealous today. What direction do you want that to go? So have an awesome Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.